welcome back everyone. Here we are, day 2 of the wood trick windmill build. Got our little mechanism going up here. I'm excited to see how that ends up being implemented. But you know, got a flywheel down there. Flies better when it's and these two spool dealios here that are pretty free moving, so I'm assuming we're going to be winding something up on them. Oh, I said free moving. There they go. So I'm assuming we're going to end up spooling something up on them that's going to adjust somehow. Fun little build so far. I think it's going to turn out really nice. Like I mentioned last night, it's going to sort of push the limits of my station here, but I think we can make it work. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures. Now I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not changing the world, we're just building silly little models and having fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets or anything you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list of things to do, and I've got the most intelligent audience in YouTube because you always provide me with nothing but the best options. But without any further ado, let's jump in on page 12 and get going with this thing. Okay. And let's see. Already starting off on the blank side. Let's go in these guys. And I said last night that I was going to start getting these down to in the 30-minute range on my videos, and I very quickly proceeded to not do that last night. So hopefully make another run at that tonight. I think it'd be just easier in general to do those videos rather than, you know, sometimes my videos get way too long, and I know it. I've had some stretch into that hour and a half range, and that's definitely what I'm trying to avoid. Let's go. Oh yeah, it'll eventually takes a good bit of pressure to get that down flush. There. Alright. Then these we got. There's a notation here, the ones with the lines. We're supposed to line up. Now imagine. Okay, this one appears to be just slightly larger, so I'm thinking it goes on first. Yeah, that popped on down easily. Next, I can get our line there. So I can put you. All the way down. Heard one last pop. I think that was. Yeah, that got us nice, solid base there. So that I see a gap. I think that's good enough for our uses. And let's see. Yeah, both our gears need waxing, so I've got my handy dandy brush and wax melter over here. Kind of melt the wax that's already in the brush, but then we'll get it onto our gears here. Okay. It's really much easier with the bigger brush. It seems to be a good deal better at distributing the wax a little more evenly. Smaller gear here. Alright, so ready to roll with that one. We got our pin here and go in the center. And our depth gauge goes to number 2 from the front side. from this side. That's where we're wanting to go for that. Yep. And seems to be pretty well balanced. Going everywhere. Okay. Now, oops. I guess we're going ahead and installing that. Okay. It's got a little ghost picture of the thing. And it goes. There you go. Okay, so it goes in this one here. Yeah, in between the. So this must tie in. So this is going to tie in with our flywheel drive. Okay. So got a little room to spread them out. There, maybe. Go one side and then ease it into the other. Okay, the gears have meshed. Okay, and push the flywheel out. I'll get you back in place. Okay. Got wax out and in and everything. Good way to. I haven't found a better way to get the wax to sort of burnish itself. I don't think burnish is the right word, but sort of work its way into the gear teeth. And just give them a good spin for a minute. Seems to be moving pretty smoothly. Wobbling a little bit, but it's staying in the track, so that's what you really want. And that was all for page 12. So let's set you back aside, because I'm sure I'm going to be installing more, y'all. And on to 13. Another gear. Just getting cleaning that out. Let's see here. Where you go? So. These are too tight for me to get my file down into, but I just want to make sure I get the trash out anyway. And these stripped out. I was pushing them out, the veneer really popped out on a lot of I think all three of these had looks like some damage to them. Okay. That's starting on the blank side again. Sort of the same look. And here. First one's easy because you got room to get a good grip on it and push everything in. And then it gets tricky. That one wasn't too bad. I think a little bit more. Nice and tight. Make sure you're good. Okay. And this one we got. What's that? Still got the line. We just want to make sure we line them up. And see if I can figure out which one's the bigger one. I think it's this one. It should be pretty easy to tell right off the bat. It starts locking in. I think that's going to start locking in. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's, yeah. Okay. Yep. Alright. I think I'll put the wax on after I do this part this time. Okay. There. Okay. And we go number 3 on the small gear side. So, let's see. I think it hit something there. I thought that wasn't balanced. should bring out, as an aside, since I'm spinning these things like tops, I actually built the top on my other channel this Saturday that I'm sort of proud of, so I may do that real quickly here. I've recently taken up learning to solder, and that was my project for the weekend. I had something else in mind, but I got that congregated on the edge of there. I think I got too much on there. Yep, I did. Hopefully it'll clear itself out. Okay, so that one. Okay, and yep, we're going to install you as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm far enough ahead of schedule I can reach behind me and grab that thing. This guy goes... Let's see, where'd you go? Okay, so this guy gets onto the thick one of that one. And this one should be free. Okay. Let's see how many of these we knock out as I'm putting this one in. Okay, so far they're still in. Okay. We're getting it going there. Both ways, make sure we get pressure on both sides. Alright. Now, quick aside. You go to the PCB and it, can't see it, but I got too much light on it, but sort of get a little disco show going with it. When it actually worked the other day when I put it on, I almost fell off my stool. But that's my untrained amateur experiment for the weekend. So it's fun learning new skills. So that's been my soldering's been the last couple of videos on that one. And plus those things are pretty dirt cheap on those little kits. Once you get into them, they're not super difficult. Let's say it's just neat stuff, I think. Okay, aside done. And just gonna keep building up our gears. And let's say still slightly different shape, staying on the blank side. Okay, yeah, these all got seated down pretty good. I think this is the larger one. It becomes evident pretty quickly because they lock up real soon on that. And get the lines. Okay. And I didn't get the dowel out for this one. One of those. Let's go in there. And go from this big side, you get number 4. And then can't get the wax melted off the brush and then okay. okay, but still. Looks like I might have missed a couple of and too much in that. Alright. Okay. And yep, install you. Still working our way across here, so you're gonna be going to this one. I don't think. Okay, so this one, the big one, is going to tie into the small one on that last one. Okay, so it goes. These guys, I think, yep, that one come out. No, it does not tie together. Okay. That one's just sort of floating on its own for right now. Make sure not others. Yeah. So maybe the next one will get tied into it. Yeah, I bet there's a hole right here above this one, so I bet this is going to tie those together. Yeah, it looks like that's the last. No, we got another. Yeah. Looks like 2 more mounting spots on this side. This one and this one haven't got anything put in there yet, so that's probably going to be where we go with those. Alright. Yep. I got a little. I think I might have gotten out of order because I do not have those. Or did I put 2 pages together maybe? Check the next page. Okay, yeah, that's what's happened. I've combined 2 pages. So let's see, so it is this one. Okay, and this one. Toothpick holes, so this is next. Yeah. And evidently I didn't. Check. Did I not pull? No, I pulled them. What did I do with them? Oh man. Oh, what's that? I didn't turn the page. What's that? Okay, yeah, I just didn't. Okay, I didn't. Okay, yeah, this. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I flipped it over and didn't turn the page. Yeah. So, there's one of those inevitable mistakes. Got these little bitty plugs here. I'm interested to see what we end up doing with those. And one more small down. Okay. Okay, so all these are going to be our. Okay. I think this is going to be. We're going to be about to build our braking mechanism here. Okay. And need some. A couple of toothpicks to make my. Okay, and pop you 2 in half here. Half-ish. I've learned if you do that, do not hold the toothpicks by the ends because they do shoot into your fingers when they do that. So, now, start with you. Yeah, this is a different kind of. Let's see. There's a wheel here for our toothpick mounting. Hmm. Big circle. This down. Two little plugs go on the other side in there. Looks like. That. Okay. And these skinny little guys go. Actually, rather than trying to work that past those toothpicks, these guys in here. Really getting tight on space here now. Don't do that. Get pressure this way, maybe. Make sure it's going straight down. Yeah, there we go. Get a little thunder in the distance, I believe. Do not need more storms in this part of the country right now. Neighbors to the north had some pretty bad events over the weekend. Okay, now back down in there. Nope. Then and after. Now I did all that. It does not say anything about waxing those, so. Okay. Now these guys, seal that up. And goes on top of that little. Okay, there it went. Alright. Twisted it. It doesn't ever say to actually cut the toothpicks, but they magically disappear for the next step, so I'm assuming it's time to cut the toothpicks. Okay. Now, over here, these guys go in. And this guy on top of them. doesn't say anything about the alignment on these. That's something I just thought of after I did that. So. And this all the way through all of them. Let me try this side. Okay. Get that braking mechanism or whatever we got in there. So. Ah, got it. Just got lucky there. Okay, so you and on the back side, go in for, on the big one. We get number 6 here. Alright, now time for some waxing. Give it to take, there it goes. Yeah. Oh, there's that thunder. Moving in closer. Talking about those storms that came through Kentucky this weekend. I frequent a town that got hit a couple of years ago. I don't, I go through there every few years, but it literally looked. I went through there last year sometime, and it literally looked like a bomb went off. Even they were still in the cleanup process this many years later. It had hit so hard, just utterly destroyed the whole town. It was really sad to see. But it's just devastating what nature can do when it gets in that zone. Okay. That's a little morbid, so let's go back to building our windmill. Okay. Now, this one's going in to this guy. And I'm still, let's see. Okay. Okay, so I think the center one is going to our smaller, on that last one we just did. That's what it looks like anyway. There. Knocking them all out. Between my hands and the... get you lined up. Oh, that was not the one. Something is out. It's holding it up. Something's holding it. Oh, I'm rubbing on the top. Okay, it must be going. Yeah, it goes the other way. Okay, because this gear is rubbing on our little mechanism up there. So let's undo that. Back in place, and try that, make another run at that, facing the proper direction. On this one, yeah, and there's the rain. Glad I took the dogs out for a walk already. There. Okay. Not there. Out of whack. How far do I get you guys to get everybody back in there? Okay, and whack again. Everybody to go into their go. That gets all. We're still not tying together. Okay. So those. Okay. Have I got the other one backwards, maybe? Yeah, because these are locking up here. Yeah, I bet that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, I bet. You're arguing with me anyway. So let's spin you around. Okay. Those two are not catching. How did I have that one for? Okay, so small gear goes away from our central mechanism. So that's supposed to go. Is that how that was? I can't even remember. Just took it out. Okay, so those are spinning. Bottoms here all working together. Top two are working together. So something's gonna have to tie them all together here. Let's see. Where am I at? I lost my spot. Okay. Okay, in that one. Okay, yeah. Our next bit is our. Do I have time to do that tonight? I want to see how these 30-minute things go, so I'm a little bit over right now, so I think I'm going to stop there. I think that's a good. Thumbnail's going to look exactly the same. There's no new progress made, but you'll have to tell everybody that I did do something tonight. But I am going to call it there, and I think that gets us. That was 9 pages, I think, 8 or 9 pages. So we should be able to finish this up tomorrow. It looks like, I think we're going to get our drive in place pretty quickly. Then it's a matter of just building our windmill props and then finishing up our frame. Cause like I said, we got, looks like 2 more gear assemblies to make. Put our rubber bands in place to act as a spring. Then another assembly up here at the very top to tie in with that mechanism. I say I'm still like that. Yeah, this I think. Yeah, like I said, most of it's just the trim work, and then like I said, we're gonna have to make our windmill vanes and that should be pretty. That looks like it's gonna be pretty straightforward. Just combining a couple. Yeah, I think we can call that a day. We'll wrap up tomorrow. All right, but there's. Doesn't work as good laying on its side, but you can see they are all working together. But all right, there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on the link. That's my channel up there if you want to subscribe. That's my other channel where I built that little doodad. There is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over here is going to be the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.